What is up, Topside Adventurers? Welcome back to the channel if you've been here before, and also welcome to those of you who are new. Today, we have an absolute banger. I will be going through how to get all the mats you need for upgrading every single one of your workbenches to tier 3, including dedicated spots for the rarer and harder to come by ones. There's no BS, no slop. I haven't just found these items here once and gone, oh, I'll make a video and say I found the item here because I got lucky one time. No, I have tested these spots. They spawn here so often that honestly, some of them feel guaranteed. The first section will be ordered by material, as these are much harder to get than the easy ones. So it's not ordered by Workbench. You can just use the timestamp to skip to the material that you're missing, as most likely it will be in this first section because these ones are really annoying to get. But there will be a section at the end where I speed run through the easier mats to get with general areas and tips to find those because they are much easier. You don't need much more than that. But this first section should really help you out, especially if you're a new player, because when you're going through, you just don't know what to save. So some of these can be so painful to find if you haven't found them already. As you can see, I've played the game a lot. I'm level 75, have all my workbenches done. My stash is looking absolutely stacked. So I just wanted to give you guys some tips to help finding the awkward ones. Please like, subscribe for more Arc Raiders content, and leave a comment down below for anything you want to see from me in the future. Without further ado, enjoy the video. So the first one I have to talk about is motors. Motors caused me the most pain. I couldn't find them for the longest time, and I never saved any that I did find. I have two spots for this. First one is look in cars. Any car can have a motor in. It's just very, very, very low drop rate, but there's a lot of cars, so if you farm them, it's good. Here on the highway collapse is great for cars. So here's the second spot you can come to on damn battlegrounds this time instead of Blue Gate. These chairs in the water treatment control building, in this room specifically, can spawn motors, and it's actually pretty often that it happens. They can also spawn on this table in here. So if you're struggling and not finding them in cars, then load up down battlegrounds, sprint over here. Even if you just have no weapon in a safe pocket, slap the motor in there, you're sorted. Onto the rusted gear, another one that really annoyed me. Now the funny part is, this boss, I'm pretty certain, has an almost guaranteed drop chance for the rusted gear. Some rusted tools there as well for bonus. But if you're missing rusted gear, come here to this boss next to the extract on dam. Perfect. In this one room, we find so many different ones. First off, we start out with rusted shop medical kit. If you've been looking for this, you know how annoying it is to get, so there you go. Then in the very same room, in the same drawer area, we find the cracked bioscanner, something you just never keep if you don't know you need it for your workbench later on. And in the drawer right next to it, this is testing annex on damn battlegrounds. Pretty safe, pretty low hotness area, low heat area, that's what I was trying to say. And then we get laboratory reagents as well, so perfect. So we have two spots for this next one. The first spot is in this residential area on damn battlegrounds. Bonus humidifier, by the way. You need those for the expedition project. You should save those if you haven't found them already. But there's the toaster. Any of these buildings that I'm about to mark on the map, you can find toasters in. It's pretty safe because it's on damn battlegrounds as well. So use this spot. Then the second area we have is in Control Tower A6 on the spaceport map. Now this one is a lot less safe. It's a pretty hot spot. But I have found so many toasters here, it makes no sense. They're just on the sides, on the tables. So many toasters. It honestly makes no sense. I don't know how much toast they be eating in the control tower, but seems like a lot. So here we are on damn battlegrounds for the Sentinel firing core. Quick little demonstration on how to properly dodge these guys' snipes. Just as soon as the flash comes up, go for a roll. But this is the best spot I've found to farm these. I wasn't too sure if I should put them in the awkward materials section because it seems pretty self-explanatory. But I found out a lot of people don't realize that these sniper turrets are actually the Sentinels. You just want to take these out, and then when you loot them, you will see the Sentinel core inside their inventory. This is the best spot, probably, if you're trying to focus farm them, because it's on Dam, the first map. Not many sweats running around. But also this spot itself is not really near anything. It's all pretty safe around here. If you get in here early, you'll definitely be the first one to the Sentinel, because people just don't... A lot of the times, this one just isn't killed late into the game. But there you go. There's the Sentinel firing core. I'll show on the map where the two different spawns are, pretty close together. One on me right here, and then one just on the other side. So back to water treatment control to showcase where I found some advanced electrical components. Now, this is obviously not the only place you can find these. I just wanted to showcase that in key rooms specifically, you find them extremely commonly just on the sides. I don't loot these out of drawers very often at all, but on the sides in key rooms, you'll always find them. So just look out for them. Now again, we find the final 3 materials in this section in a very similar area, all close together, starting off with the damaged heatsink. Then just running around the same room, opening up the same sort of server type looking thing with a breach. These are where you find heat sinks and motherboards very often. Farm these in pretty much any building, but here's a great spot because it's safe. Yet again, in the same area, we open up one of these bins and we find our industrial battery. Now, I've found one in these bins many different times. I'll open them up and show you guys where it is in just a second. We're on Dam Battlegrounds again, in the power generation complex underground. Now let's move on to the section I'm going to speed run. These are the easy materials, the ones that are more self-explanatory and pretty more commonly found. We'll start off with all the different materials you're going to need that you get from Arc. First off, we have the Bastion cell. Now this is obvious, you just kill Bastions. You get at least 6, as far as I'm aware, from each Bastion, which is actually enough to upgrade a tier 3 workbench. There's the Bastion cells. Just use a wolf pack on these guys, or a wolf pack or 2. As long as it doesn't split off to other mobs, they'll die pretty quickly. Then we have the Bombardier cell, exact same. These guys can be a little bit more annoying to take down, because if they do spot you from a distance, you know, they're sending bombs on your head. But same deal, just wolfpack them a few times. They also drop, I think, a minimum of 6 cells, which is, again, enough to upgrade the workbench it needs to tier 3. Then we got the Leaper Pulse unit. I think you need 4 of these bad boys, and you only get typically 1 to 2 from each Leaper. Leapers are much easier to take down, though. You can do that pretty easily with an anvil, just from standing in a doorway. Then we've got the Snitch scanners. They're obviously from Snitches, pretty obvious. Hornet drivers from Hornets. Wasp drivers from Wasps. Tick pods. Now, ticks are the spiders that you find inside pretty much any loot building that try and jump on your face and give you some good mouth loving. Then we have the pop trigger. That comes from pops, which are the little white balls that just run at you and try and explode. Weird little things. Then we have fireball burners as the last thing that we get from arc enemies. And that's from the black balls that spit fire at you. Then we have the stuff that's pretty easily and commonly found in mechanical areas. So that's when you hover over the location and it says mechanical. Here we've got rusted tools. You can find them in pretty much any container in mechanical areas. Same with mechanical components. And advanced mechanical components are a little bit harder to get, but you'll also still be able to find them in containers in mechanical areas. You can also get advanced mechanical components by recycling Bastion, Bombardier, and Leaper Pulse cells. Then we have the electrical section. Same deal. Just look for electrical on the map. You'll find these everywhere. You can also get electrical components from recycling Hornet drivers, I believe. Or it might be Wasp drivers. And one of the drivers, try it out. You get electrical components. Then moving on to the industrial security section. Here's where you find like all your explosive stuff. You can also get pretty good blueprints from these areas. But yeah, for your crude explosives and your explosive compound, come here. You'll find loads in especially security areas, but you can also find them in industrial. Then we've got medical. You know, you want to go places like hospital on Buried City or testing annex on Dam. You're going to find plenty of durable cloth, plenty of antiseptic. These aren't going to be hard to find at all. Then we've got some stuff that's not so easy to find, but it's easy if you know where to look. The probes that come down in the little rocket ship and then they take off after if you don't loot them for a while. They give a lot of guaranteed arc circuitry and arc motion core, so there will be no problem to find. Just make sure you're opening these probes when you see them. Then I'm afraid my clip corrupted for when I killed a surveyor to show where you get the surveyor vaults. These guys are really annoying, especially if you're a solo player. They're so hard to kill as a solo. You have to chase them for so far and you're just going to get third-partied. Also, while you're damaging them, their shell falls off slowly as you deal damage, so you'll have to run across the whole map looting them. Best thing I encourage you to do is to throw a wolf pack at one of these dudes and it'll die instantly. But this is where you get surveyor vaults. A lot of people don't know that these are surveyors and they've never even bothered with them. They're kind of like those little glistening scarabs on Dark Souls. You know, they see you and run away and they're really annoying to kill. But just throw a wolf pack at one of these guys and it'll sort them straight out and you'll get your surveyor vaults. And finally, we have saved the absolute easiest for last, and that is the synthesized fuel. If you've somehow not got any of those, just come straight over to traders, over to Celeste, and boom, you can buy 5 daily with seeds. Really easy. You're going to have no problems getting the synthesized fuel, obviously. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really do hope this video has helped you guys out. Please do, like I said in the intro, leave a comment down below from anything you want to see from me. I'm planning on making plenty of videos on this game. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you. Goodbye.